Hello, this is an individual reading for today. What is the message for you today? Working hard. Your Empress attitude, of course. Sifting through the good and the bad people. The people that lift you up versus the people that pulled you down. Starting over, but in a very regal way. Ooh, they come out again. Okay. Oh man, there is some sort of energy attached to you that's digging you hard. Someone that's on your level. Someone that's a really good match for you. Someone that could give to you just as much as you give to him. Someone that knows his masculine self. Someone that knows how to provide and take care of his woman. And you as the Empress, soak in his love with gratitude and return the favor in, let's say, a lot of ways. Yeah. Starting new and kind of deciding who you want around you, right? The Seven of Swords kind of leaves a few swords behind. Same with this. Seven of Cups. So yeah, you two, I gotta laugh. I don't know. Every time I do every time I do an individual reading, it turns into a love reading. So there's strong love vibes around you at this time. We have 2 sevens here, which kind of is like really just, this pops out too. So here I go. We have the Empress and the Emperor just fucking chilling, right? And this is a new start. You're both kind of like in this full energy together. This is something new that you both shared, or you will both share together, a new relationship, it looks like, right? And whenever you do something new, you have to run the risk of looking foolish, but who cares, right? Everyone starts from somewhere. Everyone starts from the beginning. And whether or not you have talent or not, it doesn't matter because you start from the beginning. You're a beginner. And especially in a new relationship, you both don't know each other's quirks, let's say. And you might misinterpret each other at times, or you might get jealous for no reason, It's all new territory to you both. Maybe you both have not been in a relationship in quite some time, maybe, or that the last relationship you were in kind of messed you up, so you kind of held back for a little bit. But you're both kind of deciding who's good for you, who's not. Whether it's friends, colleagues, lovers, it's the same. It's this kind of weeding out the good energy and the bad energy around you. It's really deciphering who's good and bad for you. And even though there might be some outside influence between the two of you, of course, you're both good catches. Yeah? So you both have to realize that there's going to be other people that want to go after either you or him. He's a good catch. There's going to be a lot of females that are going to chase him and try to hunt him, let's say. And, the Empress is a force to be reckoned with. She's a head turner. She walks into a room and people know. They realize that there's someone new in the room that is demanding and some sort of respect without even saying anything. She has this air to her that just expects respect, because she gives respect to other people. She's a very learned person, she's educated, she's kind, she's powerful, she's ruthless, but she leads with love. So they're a match together, unstoppable, an unstoppable match, a new type of relationship, even knowing that there might be some outside influences between the two of you that might try to come in the way. You have to have like a full energy to just jump in anyway and go for it. Sometimes you just have to take the plunge, hold your nose and jump, because it might turn into something really beautiful, like a warm, I kind of want to say like you're jumping into like a warm saltwater pool, on a cold day. It's just like envelops you in like this hug, and it's relaxing and warming, and it helps your blood flow. Yeah. So I think that you just have to accept that there might be some outside influence, either that are going to test you to really see if there's a connection between the two of you or not. And you just kind of have to have that full energy of like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm ready to just jump off this cliff, right? He's walking on the edge of a cliff all like la-di-da because he could have a care in the world. Like, he's just going to go for it. He's an optimist. He's looking up. He's seeing what could happen that's good, when you jump, instead of looking at what could happen that's bad. The optimistic fool is a force to be reckoned with, really, because being blindly optimistic, even though it's foolish at times, it still kind of carries you along. And it keeps your mind frame focused on the good things in life, or what could be. And I think you're both kind of evaluating that. The Seven of Cups, about love, and kind of like having, you both maybe have dated enough to know that you're kind of sick of all these tricky, stupid people, like each cup that you find, there's like, it's like, what's behind the curtain of this one? Oh, this one's a snake. Oh, this one's a dragon. Oh, this one is no good. This one's poison. This one's a trap. It's always like uncovering, dating is difficult, and you have to put on your war paint and kind of go into battle when you're dating, because you have to expect that there's going to be a lot of deciding factors. You got to decide who's really good for you or not, and sometimes like when you clash with people in the way that they think, it wreaks havoc on your peace and your peace of mind, your lifestyle. So I think you're both evaluating that you want the Empress to your Emperor, that, vice versa. You want your counterpart. And you know that a good catch is going to come with some kind of snag, right? But I think that you'll learn how to work together on this. And two heads are better than one. And when the two heads are in the right mind frame, it's powerful, I'm telling you. And it's also passionate. And a lot of things can happen between the two of you that are great. It's really about getting rid of this like old stale energy, right? Maybe there's some friends that you need to let go of that are really not rooting for you. Stuff like that. That people that are just like clashing, not in a way where everyone's different and should be their own, unique color in the rainbow. It's more like people that are malicious or troublemakers or gossipy or untrustworthy in some sort of way, right? You're trying to decide who should come, who should stay, and who should go, kind of thing. And same with this, like you both kind of in the dating realm, you've learned how to decipher this murky energy of when to say no to certain people. And when the Emperor and the Empress kind of get together, two pentacles kind of come together, and there's a lot of good fortune that can be had. You can learn how to balance each other's energies out. Maybe you're different from each other. You're from different places in the world. You look different from each other. You're basically an opposite force. It's like two magnets coming together, and just the sheer force of connection. You got to get out of the way, or it will literally like cut you. Have you ever been stuck? Got your finger stuck between two magnets? It's real. It's not fun. It's strong. It's unwavering. So I think you'll learn to connect with. You'll know that the right person is the right person when your forces combined both push you along exponentially. Like when your power, with the powers combined, I don't know what it is, some kind of cartoon. With the powers combined, it's just going to be unstoppable energy between you two. The moon. So it looks like this maybe has always been a connection, but with the moon, you both really haven't talked or expressed much to one another. This kind of all like dreamy energy, dreaming of each other, having psychic connection, slight emotional connection, but really you're not talking, so you can't have much of a connection. It's all been hidden. There might be a time where you're going to have to sit down with this person and explain the ups and the downs. You know, it's kind of like, okay, well, it's obviously a no-brainer that we want to be together. So here's my red flags right now, and here's my good sides too. And here's what I'm struggling with, you know, and you kind of just lay it out on the table, and you both kind of lay your cards out on the table and get rid of this moon energy. You also talk about who might come in between you, you know. You have to talk about that. So if a past person or a past karmic comes back to either of you and tries to wreak havoc, your connection is already so strong that you've already communicated about this, that you know, you're prepared about the encounter before it would even happen. Just to be prepared, just to solidify your own relationship with one another. So you're really like just like a force field, you know. Anyone that comes and tries to throw their sword into your man's heart, he's just going to bounce it off because his connection to you is so strong. You know, you've talked about what you're nervous about. You know, it might be like, I'm nervous about my ex coming and contacting you without me knowing and spreading lies to try and mess up my future, or I've had a dirty past, let's say, or I've had multiple partners that might not like our new connection. You know, there's going to be whatever both of your fears are, you have to just lay it out on the table so you both know where you're coming from, and you both know when it might be time to comfort one another in a social setting without even speaking. You know, this is true communication between a couple, and this is how it will give you success going forward, right? With these two pentacles, like working together, opposites attract. It's all about communication. If you can't communicate or you don't communicate, you're not going to get to this level. You know, so your past doesn't creep up and ruin your future. The Three of Wands. So we have the Three of Swords and the Three of Wands. Yeah, you both have to really talk about what the hell has happened maybe in your past. So there's no surprises, because there might be some people sticking their nose in your business. I'm seeing, you know, like kind of like trying to maybe like get your man's attention just for fun and games, or just because they don't want this person with you, or something kind of childish and game-like. There's definitely going to be some sort of outside influence that's going to try and chip you two up. So the more that you learn to work together and uncover your fears, you know, uncover the secrets, uncover like what you feel like might happen, so you both can be prepared for one another and support one another in a good way. So, you know, if someone comes in with some sort of lying energy, you know, or maybe they come in a flirty energy and they try to like trick your guy into looking a certain way, so you get mad at him. Something like that, yeah? So like the more that you talk with one another, the Moon and the Two of Pentacles together, it's kind of like really developing this security and, you know, like between one another. to really stand up against the world and how it might affect you. You know, there's just people that are just unhappy, and if they see two new people that are just two really good people that have come together and are like actually experiencing happiness, there's going to be some, you know, some people that are going to come and try and just mess with this connection. They're going to try and just trip you up, test your connection. So I really think that you should, you know, learn to communicate as fast as possible, or just lay it down on the table. Like, what's there to lose in that you find that he's not, you know, attracted to you anymore after you speak the truth, you know, like that's not your person anyhow. So you might as well get your truth out on the table so you could just move forward, right? And learn how to work with one another. You know, you'll learn how you are opposite from one another, or how you can complement one another in each other's lives to help each other. That's what, you know, isn't that what a relationship really should be? To help one another along. You know, I think it's Brene Brown that was saying relationships aren't 50-50. Sometimes they are, but sometimes one person's 30 and the other person's 70, or 90-10. And when the person that's 10 says to the other person, like, hey, I'm not having a good day, I'm at a 10, the other person can come in and be supportive, you know, and it's a wave, it goes back and forth, you know, and that's what a good supportive relationship should be. If you're in a state where you just need someone to pick you up, or just help you, or hug you, or just treat you with a little extra kindness that day, they'll know because you communicated it, right? It's not this mystery, it's not this like wondering what this person is thinking. It's like, you're gonna know, you know, it's gonna be clear. You'll learn how to work together, and have this force between you. See, it's like an infinity. It's like a very strong forever bond, and like nothing will come in between you two. Nothing. No sort of lying, right? No sort of flirtatious games, you know, or traps, I should say. You know, you both are kind of just starting new, and like with a mindset of F it, like let's just hold each other's hands and jump in the pool together, you know. And you don't know what's going to happen as soon as you hit the water, and you don't know what's going to happen when you come up for air, but you're going to be holding hands, and it's going to be a new life. You're tired of just worrying about you've been worrying, are you ever going to find a person that meets kind of like your standards? And I hate saying the word standards because some people take it out of control, you know, but it's more like your red flags, what you accept and what you'll never accept. It's what you can deal with, how you can work with someone. But like if you're up at night like in this like anxious state, you know, like it's like anxiety inducing, like insomnia, it's like going around your head, not being able to relax because you're just like kind of consumed because you're confused. That's the kind of feeling you have been, you know, getting in the past. Is kind of like, I'm always confused about this love. I'm always confused about other people and what they really think, because everyone's playing mind games. Everyone's lying. Everyone's doing something. They're not just being direct or real, you know. Like, and same with love. It's kind of like everyone's playing games. Everyone wants, you know, something different all the time. Everyone, you know, is like giving me this anxiety, you know, in a sense. And it's kind of like, you don't need to do that. It's definitely a new chance at love. It's definitely a new chance at love between the Emperor and the Empress. There is an opportunity here to start new. It comes out, the Ten of Wands, so you might have been like just kind of burying yourself in work and not thinking about love. You're kind of like in the attitude like, I haven't found, you know, much luck in love, so I'm just gonna kind of just do this myself. You know, it's kind of like the attitude of if you want it done right, do it yourself. It's kind of like the overachiever, or you're just being overworked, or maybe you're overworking yourself on purpose to not think about this, like what you're lacking, or the strife of life. And it just means taking on too many projects. Maybe you have too many things going on at once. Maybe just take a breather on one project, or like give yourself a break for a little bit. It really just gives you like that thing of like, he has so much in his hands. He's like, he's just organizing way too much at once. He's working too hard. He needs to relax. And I think maybe you're both been thinking like that, and just being, to kind of deal with your anxiety. You just want a partner. You want to be around people that are going to help you, people that are going to lift you up, people that that are on your team and rooting for you, like a real way, not the fake ones that like root for you, but that at the same time want you to fail because they're sad. You want a partner, and this connection will be interesting. Maybe you start on a project together. It's going to be a new way of doing things. And this new love is going to make your mind kind of open up to new ways of looking at life, love. Maybe you've been thinking about love always like in this way where it's like always heartbreaking. It always ends in disaster. And now once you meet a good counterpart, the Emperor and the Empress, true love makes your mind open up in ways and relax in ways that you might not have thought otherwise, alone. You're kind of like in this place now where you're like, wow, life can be different just by how I think about life and love. It's really about your perspective dictating what you see. So if you've always thought like that love should end in tragedy, you're going to be finding tragedy everywhere you go because that's what you expect to see. Once you realize that you can find someone that's on your level, an equal counterpart, and learn how to work together and become like this powerhouse, it's going to open your mind, it's going to change your mind on what's possible. And also knowing that you can trust your intuition because you've been holding on to the feeling of having a good counterpart, having an equal, almost as a fairy tale, thinking like, oh, maybe it's not really real. Maybe having someone on an equal level that you truly love and connect with mind, body, soul, maybe that's just a fairy tale. Maybe I shouldn't hold on to that feeling of finding that in this world. But once you do, and once you find an equal counterpart, it is going to change your mind about love and what's possible. It's going to be good. And look what could happen with your minds together, huh? Lots of tens, lots of starts, lots of ends, right? Your hard work is going to pay off. The hard work that might have to happen between the two of you will definitely pay off. The Ten of Pentacles is fortune. It's happiness. It's having the family and the picket fence with the dogs, It's love, success, money, stability. And when you find that equal counterpart, and when you find your Emperor, he's going to give you the stability financially to relax and take care of your family. And you're going to give him the stability of love and relationship and emotional safety, sexuality, It's going to be a great match. Anything else about this connection that's coming through? The storm has passed, dear one. Let the rays of the sun warm your feathers as you are welcoming in a bright new day. So, the storm has passed. Both of your pasts are gone. Both of your pasts might have been very difficult. You both might have come through a very difficult time. Maybe you are twin flames where you have the same kind of life occurrences happening simultaneously. You know, you're going to connect in a way where you're going to understand each other in that realm. That you both come from a difficult place recently. And that's going to even strengthen your bond even more. Pay attention to your new thoughts and ideas. They'll blossom into fulfilling opportunities and projects. So I really think that once you kind of let loose a little bit, I want to say, once you kind of relax, maybe that's a better word, into this new love, your mindset is going to open and strengthen even further, because now you have someone behind you or someone next to you, let's say, holding your hand through the rest of your life. And it's going to be a bond that really changes both of your futures in an exponentially beautiful and successful way.